Welcome to the Sticky Trifle Podcast.
And as we're travelling into the last day of July, only August awaits next month. And it's going to be by before we can it. And my guest, he's well known and he's had a lot of experience in love and life and just been a good guy in general.
Sticky Trifle Podcast. Welcome to Sticky Trifle Podcast. Trifle Podcast.
And unbelievable! I can't believe this. I'm actually outdoors at AMB plant. And how's the weather?
Great.
Right, it's in case anybody doesn't ken, because there's a lot of folk in for you are. A lot of folk had deliveries and things and getting machinery delivered and that. Robbie Ramsey.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's me.
Will you have a beer with me?
Oh well.
And it's number 60. Number 60 anyway. And we've probably picked a perfect day for us.
Beautiful day.
Is this the first time this has happened at AMB's plant? I think it has.
Oh, I would imagine.
For you're actually having a beer with somebody.
Probably the last time as well.
It might be once your boss finds out. That's a Spanish beer. Have you tasted Mahu? Mahu?
I had some at home.
Right, so you're a big drinker, Robbie?
Like a damn the weekend.
Are we having a cheers?
Cheers.
Right, cheers.
Happy days.
To summer. Oh man, that's good. That's going to do good. Right, so where do you bide, Robbie?
I bide in Rosati.
Have you always been Rosati?
No, I was born in Banff, and then my folks moved to Turriff. I was there for 10 years. Went to Turriff school, and then my dad bought a wee crafty, doing it buoyantly.
So was he a farmer?
Aye. Yes,
okay.
He was a manager of the home farm in Delgady. So we left there when I was 10, and went to Tyree School, and then I finished up in the academy. Well, actually, finished up in the academy. My dad took a heart attack, and he was off for 6 months, so I had to bide at home and look after the beasts and everything.
So you recovered for the heart attack?
Aye. And I went back to school, and I'd only 6 months left, and I was still thinking him when I come back.
And why was that? Behaviour, we mean? Or?
No. Just I'd only 6 months to go, so they told me they'd bother coming back.
Right, okay.
Needless to say, I was gone.
And so what did you do once that happened? What was you doing?
I was just working at home with my dad.
So like on a croft?
Aye.
So for kind of duties and just our thing?
Just our thing. Our thing.
So was you really a farmer and then a wife when you left school, aye?
Well, my father went into the craft, but my mum didn't. She thought that my father wouldn't leave me to do the things I wanted to do.
Aye.
So it was settled, but my dad, he took another heart attack, and when he recovered from that, he, being a farmer all his life, he went down to Glasgow and did a 6-month course in Hillington to be a barber, and he come back.
A hairdresser?
Aye, a barber.
Why so late in life did he decide to do that?
He wasn't fit to do the farming then.
Aye.
So why he wanted to go for that, I don't know again. But
and did that happen?
Aye. And he come back and he opened a shop in Turriff.
And who was that card?
Kind of secret.
But was that a male barber?
Aye, just a barber shop.
Aye, okay.
Aside the mart.
Aye.
And he worked a while with that.
So you got your hair done for free?
No. Only once.
Right, okay.
Short blocking sides and that was nah, that.
And so, that was his last career in life, was it? Been
Aye,
like hairdressing?
Aye.
Aye. And there was no chance of you taking it, or was there? No?
Oh, just
no.
None at all.
Right, okay.
No. So I went for there, and well, when I left school, I worked in McFisheries for 6 weeks.
How did you find that?
Oh, the longest 6 weeks of my life.
Was that shift work all the time? Or?
Aye, but
and was it every day?
Every day, and I used to watch a clock.
Aye, okay.
So I had to get out of that.
Has the only thing changed down there, by the way, or do you think it's better now? Would it be better now, working conditions and that?
Fitted in the fish factories?
Aye.
I wouldn't like to say.
Do you think there are still, like, because I used to work at White Link just across the road, and I didn't bide there long either.
No.
You know what I mean? It was one of the jobs you felt like you're coming home with that smell of fish. It was the worst bit.
Oh, I just couldn't stand it. Coming for a fairman,
Aye.
and going into a fish factory, it was like being closed in. I just hated every second.
Aye.
So I went for there, and I moved back to working in a farm, just aside Aberdour. Did that for a few years, and then I went to work on the roads, being a navvy, pick and shovel.
And was this like with the council or?
No, it was a company for Edinburgh called AXT, Alexander Thompson and Sons.
And how did hard physical labour at the time, Robbie?
I pick and shovel.
So you've had a fair career with like manual kind of.
Have I been manual? Well, most of my life I was manual. I was a digger driver for a few years. I was a coach driver with Simpsons for 15 years. 15
years doing out of buses?
Aye.
And so was that always at night time and weekends and that? You were doing that?
Full time.
Aye. And do you miss it? Why did you stop doing it, by the way? Or was it the right time for you to give it up?
I just moved on for more money.
Aye, okay.
Aye.
Right now, obviously you're a well-known face around this area. There's a lot of folks seeing you deliver stuff in MB Plant.
Aye.
So how did you get into MB Plant?
Well, I went to the you mind in the white buses, Alexander's Northeast?
No, really, no.
Well, that was started up with a few local guys here, just running back and forward to Aberdeen. So I got a job with them, and they kind of got into a bit of bother, and Grampian Transport took them over.
Aye.
But they only kept us going for a few months, and they offered us a package to either go into Aberdeen and work there, or they just take your redundancy.
Aye.
So I thought, right, I'll have to take a job. I had a mortgage. So I took a job in Aberdeen.
Aye.
Just until I found something else. But that was 19 years later. And I come in here one day, and there was one of the bus drivers that worked in Peterhead. So I was newsing to him, and I says, what are you doing here? Oh, he says, I'm through here for a couple of weeks. He says, the guy got the sack. He says, you don't want a job, are you? I says, what kind of job? Well, you see what I'm doing.
Aye.
So he says, there's put your CV through to Peterhead. I says, CV? I says, I didn't even give it a CV is. I says,
right.
I says, I'll speak to him.
Aye.
So I phoned him up and got a meeting with him. Went through and got a job, and here I am. 13, nearly 14 years later.
And how enjoyable has it been?
Oh, magic.
You've really enjoyed it?
Oh,
is it about getting out in a book, like meeting folk and that? Is that the best bit?
Aye, but I've also got enough a good boss.
And he's like really good. I mean, here's you sitting with a beer just now.
Aye.
While you're working.
Aye.
No, a lot of folk can do that.
No, but I have a boss in a million, like.
That's great to hear.
If you've done something wrong, you get the works for it.
Aye.
But it's forgotten about.
Aye.
Okay.
But like, when you're saying like if you've done something wrong, it must be. Is it something like forgetting to a certain machinery, or it's going out to somebody else?
Aye.
Is it stuff like that?
Aye.
Something's booked up and you think, oh flip, I can't get it.
But I must say I've had 13 years and I've never had a bollocking yet. So
you're doing pretty good, Robbie.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
So you're quite reliable.
Well, until this lockdown, about 7-8 weeks ago, I took COVID, and that's the first time I'd been off. When I first came here, I got an operation in my foot, and I've never been off since then. No 1 hour.
Gee.
Never had another sickness.
An operation in a foot, what happened there?
I had to get my big day fused. I got welded together.
So was it causing you a lot of pain, basically?
Aye.
Right, okay.
Aye.
And was that just wear and tear? Or?
Just, probably, aye.
Aye, okay. And how is your health nowadays, by the way? Have you done any scares?
No.
So everything's been going fine?
Yep.
COVID, how bad did it affect you?
I had a few really tough days.
Uh-huh.
I still struggle with the breathing.
So does that mean you've got long COVID then? And a wife, you're still?
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, I've been bothered with my chest. So,
aye.
Hey ho, but I'm still here.
And you're enjoying life, now?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, I'm 73.
You're 73. So why are you still working? This is what I didn't understand.
I didn't care anything else here.
Aye.
I've worked all my life.
So like for you to be sitting here, it just wouldn't have much sense for you, would it?
Well, I did think in trying it. I actually put a letter in saying I was going to retire. And then the Sunday it was a pretty poor day. And I'm sitting thinking, imagine having 7 Sundays in a week. So when I went back, when I come in on Monday, I spoke to the boss and I went, see that letter I gave you? He says, I says, tear it out, will you? and he did.
So your Sundays enough for you? You don't need extra days to be chilling? And
no.
Right, let's go back to family life now. You've do we say a boy and a girl?
Aye.
Okay.
Sean and Michelle.
Sean, Michelle, and again Sean, he's kind of taking over the reins here, is he, for you slightly?
Yes.
So does that mean eventually he's going to be taking your place?
Aye.
And you're happy with it?
Oh, more than happy with it.
Aye, great. And Michelle, I've kent Michelle since school days. We was at the academy together.
Aye.
And me and her, we've never had a bad word with each other. You know what I mean? And it was her that got me in contact with you, and I messaged her, and she's got me in contact with you. But your wife and you was married.
Aye. To Gwen. Aye.
And
I met Gwen when she was 13.
Wow, and so was that like a childhood romance?
On and off.
Aye. And what age did you get married?
Gwen was 18 and I was 21 when we got married. Or was it 21 I think. And
at that time, far was you biding when you moved? Or
we started off in Gwen's mum's bedroom.
Aye, right.
It was turned into a living room. And then we bought a house, but at that time, I mean, that was a time at the interest rate went up to 15%.
Right, so it was very hard to be keeping houses.
It was crippling.
Aye.
So we sold it, and the local councillor was Joe Mitchell, but they firm, and I worked there for a while, and he got us a house, a council house up in Hillview, and then Gwen's grandma passed away, and Gwen's mum moved into her house and we moved into Gwen's mum's, and then we eventually bought it.
Correct. And then kids, you had the kids off now, did you?
Aye.
And how long was you married in total?
34 years.
And am I right in saying you split up, didn't you?
Aye.
Was it just growing apart kind of thing? Or? No.
Gwen took Alzheimer's.
Right, okay.
And a while back then, there wasn't help, or we didn't get the help. We was never told about the help, and it was just struggling on. And
how bad was Alzheimer's by the way?
Really bad.
Aye. So would she name mind nobody kind of thing, or was it?
A while back at the start, Gwen was only 52 when she developed Alzheimer's. We couldn't believe it was that, because it started just with her heads, and she went on to a trial drug, but there was so much. I think at that time it was actually helping her, but there was so much side effects that she wanted to come off, and when she came off, she just took a dive downhill.
And was it really difficult to be around her? Right?
I took a dive downhill a long way.
Aye. And obviously you had work commitments and at the time, was it? So it was too much for you, really?
I was still on the buses in Aberdeen.
Aye.
So kind of you had to drive for here to Aberdeen and drive back, and she was bailing lettuce for cabbage, and I was accused of stealing our stuff, hiding our stuff, and
Yep.
and it just, if it hadn't been for Dr. Fowler,
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be here now.
Wow. And is that because he was giving you advice
No,
and
she-
giving you...
She, Dr.
Aye,
Fowler,
right, okay, right.
aye, she pulled me out that hole again.
Uh-huh.
I met somebody else, and oof, it was the worst thing I ever did in my life.
Was it too soon to move on, or was you just not ready, or was it
And
Robbie?
again, it's just somebody that was a lot younger than me,
Uh-huh.
and basically wiped me out.
Aye, right, okay. But I know it's what you find in life. Sometimes, see the folk you fall in love with, as much as he has connection, that sometimes it's not meant to be. Is that
no.
in life, and you've just got to let go?
But a lot of folk didn't ken it. Gwen and me got back together after she got too bad, and a lot of folk didn't ken it.
Wow. And so when you got back together, was you like basically caring for her?
Well, no, because at that time she was biding with Michelle.
Uh-huh.
But I miss her. Something terrible.
How long's it been since she's passed away?
She passed away on the 20th April 2020.
2020.
I was born on the 20th. Gwen was born on the 20th, and she passed away on
It's
the
a very
20th.
strange
of
date.
2020.
That matches up with
Aye.
Ewing's.
Aye.
The other thing I was going to, now, was it COVID related or not? What's the other thing I was going to mention?
It was totally COVID.
So it was COVID that got her?
Yes.
Wow. But how do you think if COVID hadn't got her, would she have still been listening around a bit longer?
I'm not sure if she would have, because she was so.
Aye.
But at the end, she didn't get empty. I don't know if it was really hard on Michelle, because Michelle couldn't understand it why when she went down. Hello, Mum, and she
Just blank.
well, she was blind.
Uh-huh.
She was bedridden for quite a few years,
Aye.
and if I spoke, she used to turn round, and you get a wee bit of a smile there.
So she can't hear voice still?
Aye,
Aye.
aye.
But maybe not so much Michelle,
No.
so,
And it really hurt Michelle.
which is totally understandable.
Oh, aye, that was tough in Michelle.
Uh-huh.
It was tough. Michelle looked after her mum so well towards the end.
Uh-huh.
I'll never be able to repay Michelle for what she did there.
And I can notice the love you've still got for Gwen.
Oh, aye.
It's awful nice to ken that you ended in a good note with her, didn't
Aye,
you?
yes, aye.
So that love's always going to be
Aye.
there.
Michelle bought a plot in Pete Hall, and Gwen's buried there. We've got a photo where initials is on it, and I'm going the same place.
But so heartfelt. Honestly, really heartfelt to hear a story. And how you coping nowadays, by the way?
Okay, because I moved up to Bath in a caravan. I was up there for 4 years.
Uh-huh.
And Michelle, I said to me, she says, Dad, you need to move back to Rosati. She says, if one thing happens to you, she says, there's nobody going to be able to be looking after you. And I says, I didn't come for to go. She says, Michelle had a house and a half. It was a half house as well. And I turned the half house into a bedroom, bathroom, and built a living room, kitchen on the back. So basically I'm in the same house as Michelle, but I've got my door and Michelle has house.
And a lot of hard work getting into that and for your fit. Or has it been easy?
Fit doing the house?
Aye, like doing that bit for you.
No. I got everything done. Graham Campbell, the joiner, gave me a quote.
Aye.
He come in, he promised he would do it in 12 weeks, and he did. I moved in 2 days before lockdown. So, and it works really well.
Well, what more can you ask for?
Oh, no.
So it's like Rosati now.
Aye.
And this is your location. You're not
Aye.
moving again.
No. Well, aye, once. I'm going up a hill.
To Pete Hill?
Aye.
You're going to be joining Gwen there?
In a bus.
What do you mean in a bus?
I'm going up a hill in a bus. I'm not going in a hearse.
Why? Because you used to do coach driving?
Aye.
Aye, okay, so that's the reason behind it. So you've got one planned out, really?
I think's paid for.
Gee.
My coffin's even paid for. No, my great Celtic man.
Aye, okay.
I've got Celtic coffin.
So in this Celtic coffin, is it actually ready?
Aye.
Are you being serious?
No, honestly, I'm serious.
Right, okay.
I've seen it.
Right. And so it's going to be a Celtic colours for the football team?
Aye.
Wow. Well, that's a lot of respect for your favourite team, isn't it?
Aye. And
you've followed football a long time now, have you?
Aye.
Aye.
We showing.
Why Celtic, by the way?
I just love Celtic.
Nobody got you into them?
No.
It was your decision?
Aye.
Aye, okay. I just wondered, because sometimes it's a parent or whatever, or an uncle gets folk into a certain team.
Aye.
But with you, it's just been it.
But Beth Sean's Celtic supporter. Michelle lost her man just 6 years ago. It'll be this next week.
That's right. Can we quickly mention about how did she lose her husband again?
Alan had vascular disease, and he was actually going to lose one of his legs.
Like amputation was that going to be happening?
It was.
Right.
Because they couldn't open up one of his legs. They couldn't open up the veins. So, aye, and you can't. Alan and me, we weren't father-in-law and son-in-law. We were best mates. And I was walking down the road. We had like the pint on a Sunday. So, was walking down the road and Alan stopped. He turned around and he says, "You can't. I'm not going to live long." And I went, "That was just stupid, man." No, honest, he said, "I'm not going to live long." 6 weeks after he was away. So
he kind of kent it was coming, did he?
The night his dad was in hospital, pretty poorly, and it was a Monday, and Michelle says, "Alan would like to go in and see his dad, but I haven't got nobody to look after Burns." I says, "Oh, look after. You're working." I says, "Take him in to me," and I says, "We're going for a chip or something." And I says,
"Aye."
So that's what they did. And when we come home, Alan was walking through the living room, and he stopped and he just turned and he says, "Robbie, thanks for letting me in to see my dad tonight." I said, "I ain't bad." And he turned again and he says, "No, I really mean it. Thanks for letting me in to see my dad." And he was away not long after.
And a very good reminder for you. Just the fact you'd said that unexpected kind of things that you thought. It didn't mean nothing to you at the time, but it does now, eh?
Aye.
So a couple of losses happened in your life,
eh? The end of the story with Alan was, we went for a pint. So the following Saturday, I went down to the Davern, and I went in and I asked for a pint of lager and 2 Balvinis, because we like it a malt. So she says, 2. I says, "Alright." She says, "What's the drink for?" I says, "Alan." So every time I had a nap,
you had 2.
was in the drink put into Alan's glass. I says, "Right, I'm going to walk home." And the Queen says, "What do you want to do what?" I says, "Please yourself, it's Alan's." I've never been in for a pint since.
Gee.
Never been in.
Is that because of a sadness aspect, or have they been there for you?
I don't know, just I've never went back into the Davern for a pint. I go in for meals and that, but I've never went into the bar for a pint.
But you would be if he was still around.
Oh aye.
Aye. Kind of sad in a way to hear this. Aye.
Every Sunday Alan was here and would.
So you'll never get to Davern again for that pint?
No.
Right, okay.
No.
Very sad to hear now.
But
and so we be planting now. Are you here every day?
Monday to Friday, every second Saturday morning.
In the whole day?
Aye.
Right, so and for time do you start in the morning?
Well, I'm supposed to start. Well, actually, I'm supposed to start at 8 o'clock, but my time goes in for 7:30. But I'm here at just after 7 o'clock.
Aye, okay.
So
and finish it, is it 5:30?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock,
but
okay.
I'm a stickler for 5 o'clock.
Aye.
I'll come in here at 2 o'clock in the morning, But when 5 o'clock comes, just let me out of here.
So near a minute over.
Oh no, I'm going.
Right, okay. And what do you do at nights, by the way? Do you just chill out at nights? No?
Aye.
Aye.
Just watch the TV, watch Emma Bell.
Aye, okay.
I'm a right sado.
And what about hobbies and interests for you?
Holidays.
Like abroad?
Oh aye.
Okay, you going to here, or have you been a
I just come back. I've just come back last week for Bulgaria.
And how do you find that?
I really enjoyed that. But
Aye.
6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks prior to that, I was in Tenerife.
So you get abroad a lot? Yeah?
Well, before a lockdown, I was 1 year. I was 3 months in different weeks abroad.
What a great life you've got.
Aye.
Yeah? So you really enjoy at holiday time, you're off.
Oh, aye.
You just tick off.
Aye.
And other thing we hear, have you done any like near-death experiences with working with MB Plant?
No, just that one. Just that one with the digger.
Right, for talking to us diggering. Was it a big digger, or was
No, it was
this in here?
No, it wasn't. This is a newie.
But it was one like us.
Aye, but it was a JCB.
Right.
And I was putting it onto this guy's trailer, and he hadn't put a ramp in proper.
And you didn't notice it?
I never noticed. That was my fault. And the ramp came out, and I went over.
So you're on a digger, and you're flying over it.
Aye.
And the guy's watching out.
Well, it was nothing I could do, and so I thought it was going to land in my legs. So I kicked myself away, and I burst my head open.
For just out on the ground, no?
Aye, I just for that trailer is.
Okay.
Aye. But your first instinct, instinct is turn the switch off, turn the digger off.
But you didn't get time to do that, did you?
Aye,
you did?
Well, once I got up again.
Aye, okay.
I got up and turned the digger off, because if you don't switch it off, you just goose the engine.
So was you off the next day because of that?
No.
Straight back into work after that?
Up to hospital and got
Aye.
blistered up and back to work.
And so like, it doesn't scare you after that, no?
Yeah.
So you're right back on the diggers and it won't happen again, will it?
No. No, because my boss, now I've got that trailer, you see, there's no problem with it, because that's just it's a fixed, it's fixed ramp.
Aye.
But the scene was just 2 ramps.
Yep.
And 1 come out.
Aye,
So,
okay.
hey ho.
And so the other thing I was going to be mentioning was the fact, see when you go abroad on holidays and it,
Aye.
when you're away, is there certain locations you love to, or is it just got to be like Spain or whatever? Or?
No, I'm away to Florida in October with Michelle and 2 grandkids.
So it's different places all the time.
Oh, aye.
You when I get, you not got a favourite? No.
I liked going to Tenerife, but I was fed up tramping in the same footprints all the time. So I thought, and that's why I went to Bulgaria. It was just a spur of the moment thing. I like a few beers at night.
Aye.
And I'll just go on and
Aye.
I've bought loads of things again, and the next day you think, what did I buy last night?
Aye, right.
Amazon loves me.
Brilliant. And how do you find technology nowadays, Robbie? Do you use it a lot now?
No, I can book my holidays. I can pay my bills.
Aye.
But that's as far as it goes. I need Sean to print off things.
So you'll look at a phone once a day, and is that it?
Hello, cheerio.
Aye.
Well, see, when I was in Bulgaria, I couldn't get onto the internet.
Aye, right, okay.
The internet.
Or like was it Facebook or
Facebook.
Aye, okay.
I couldn't get onto it, so I went down to the reception. And this young guy, I says, could you help me? What's the problem? I says, I can't get onto Facebook. And he looks and he says, an iPhone and you don't know how to work it? And I went, aye.
So how do you find it with the youngins and I knew? Because kind of like youngins, it seems like they and I got the same work ethic as like you was brought up with that work ethic, was you?
Well, that's I mean, I was driving a tractor when I was 5.
But so like, see your youngins now, then I got that same work ethic though.
No.
So is it worse? Is it going to be worse in future, you think? Or does everybody just manage to get on in life?
Errol, I'm really don't care if it's going to happen to my grandkids. We're living in a strange world.
And it's gotten worse the last 2 years, that's for sure.
Well, I think back in my age, you know, back in the 70s and 80s, we had the best of it.
Because fit, you was out every day.
Well,
is that it, or fit?
There wasn't the same bother in the world.
Aye.
Nobody left their door open.
And nowadays everybody's locking them at nights.
Oh, if never you go in,
Aye.
lock the door.
Aye.
We're living in a strange time.
And is it trust going with folk really nowadays? Is that other thing?
Oh, a lot, aye.
See, I like you're saying about the doors left open back in the 70s, early 80s. Trust is going, is it new?
Of course
Robbie?
it is.
Aye.
Aye.
What's to blame for that then? Is it just the world? Is it a world in
the world and government has a lot to do with. Can they have to know all this rights? Can see your kids now.
Aye.
I mean, I don't believe in all this smacking in it, because when I was a kid, I wasn't brought up. I was dragged up. I was punched and kicked when I was a kid.
Why? Because would your dad get frustrated with you?
No, because my dad was coarse.
Right.
My dad was just plain coarse. He wasn't a nice person. He was the type of person that, see if a visitor coming in about and they had a son with him, he would give him a threepenny bit.
Aye.
And I'm standing there looking.
And you wouldn't get it?
No.
Right.
No.
And so do you forgive your dad for that now? No.
No. I loved him, but I hated him.
Aye. And do you think the reason behind was, do you think he got it for his dad?
Probably, because my grandfather, his dad, he used to come and visit. He'd be doing in Cheltenham, and he'd only one eye, and you'd be walking past and he would take a white stick and smack you across the back of the legs, just for coarseness. And so probably, aye.
Had you a fear factor to your dad, innit?
Oh, aye.
Aye.
Oh, big style.
And so, see when he passed away, was there a bit of relief for you, or what was it like? Because you kind of loved him but hated him, you said. So.
Aye, well, I'll give you an instance. 6 weeks before Gwen and me got married, we was up and there was an argument, got up, and he was going to punch Gwen. Ken? And I come in between him, and he was a big man.
Aye.
But I had him doing the ground, and I couldn't touch him.
Aye, because you had that love-hate kind of relationship with him.
But it wouldn't have given him no bother to lift his hand to own him.
Gee.
My mum had a hard time with him.
Aye.
And she was just a little 4 foot nothing.
Aye.
And he was 6 foot.
So as you watch that kind of violence growing up and you getting to know, how's it they made you like that?
Because I vowed at my kids, I might be wrong in this, but just mining on, I smacked either Sean's bum or Michelle's, and everyone laughed. I smacked their bum for laughing. But I can never mind. You could quote me on it, you could ask Sean, he would say it, but no, I was never close to my kids.
Yep.
I promised I would never bring my kids up the way I was brought up. But I'm here. I'm still here.
And I've
survived, I think.
I love the way you acknowledge that you can let it go and kind of about your dad kind of thing. Aye. But so nowadays, obviously, it's neither what you about things. Ken, looking back,
But I never think about my dad.
Aye.
Think about my mum.
Because
she's buried entirely, and every time I go past, I speak to her.
Aye.
But
no, your dad.
No.
Aye.
He was cremated and wanted his ashes to be scattered in the park.
Aye.
So that's what happened.
Can I ask you now, Robbie, before we go, because we're just coming up to time in the podcast, what's life been about for you? What's it been about? Is it learning out for losses and stuff like that? What's it about for you?
I never really think about it much. I just get on with it.
Aye.
I'll give you one. I have to give you a story.
Go for it.
Gwen's brother bought a speedboat. Now Sean was only weeks old, and this speedboat come home. So on a Saturday, we would go for a spin. So there was myself and Gwen's brother Ian, Gwen and Ian's first wife at the time, Marion.
Right.
So off we goes in this boat. It was a day at the Grand National. And I went to war. Now this is a war back in 1974. I'd have to ask Sean, I can't remember the date. And I gave Gwen's mum a fiver before I went out, and I says, put that in Red Rum's nose, he's going to win. So off we went. There was still the targets. You want to mind the targets, do you?
No.
They used to, the RAF Lossiemouth Kinloss used to practice.
Was that sort of sea?
Aye.
Aye, sorry,
there was
aye,
targets,
aye,
there was
yep,
targets just after Saturday.
Aye.
Well, the boat broke down. The propeller stopped turning. So Ian pulls the engine in, and when he pulled it in, he took his watch. The watch got out of the side, and the bracelet landed in the boat. So we get it going, and we're just taking it easy. I says, just take it easy, and we'll get in. Come to it. So we're floating, and we're floating. Ripped the door off of the wheelhouse and tried to paddle ashore, but the wind was blowing us off.
Right.
Night came, dark came, down come a fog. We'd kind of given up hope for this time.
And how long was you on this boating?
That's the cool. We didn't came because we didn't have a watch. we're bouncing about. And there was this big boat past us, and I thought it was going to sink us.
Aye.
And we were just about giving up. And we heard this noise in this boat. So I got outside, and all of a sudden there was a rocket come out of us. And it was a lifeboat. So they didn't see us. They didn't see us. So Gwen had a blue anorak. So she took off her anorak, and I got into the wheelhouse and I set fire to the jacket. And I just went out for a split second before the wind blew the jacket out.
Aye.
And one of the crew spotted us.
They noticed, that was the only reason?
It was the only way they would have.
Because it was foggy and that and dark.
Oh, it was thick fog, aye. So along comes the lifeboat alongside us, and they threw a line. My brother-in-law went to the front of the boat, and they threw a line, and he went out to catch it, and he went out the side. And he got down, and he come up the middle of the boat. It's like yesterday in mind. I think it's just like it happened yesterday. And he went down, and he was going to walk down for a third time alongside me, and his wife's out the wheelhouse, and she's screaming, and I grabbed him and I kicked her back into it, and he come clean out the top of us and out of the boat. So that's alright. Gets onto the lifeboat, they get going on, and the doors in the lifeboat was in the centre of this lifeboat. There was a door at either side, or just an opening. Well, boat took a roll, and she got through and out the other side. So eventually it gets in, the towed us into Macduff, to Macduff Harbour, and they tied the boat up, and we went home. The first words I says to my mother was, if I won a Grand National.
Was it Red Rum?
It was, and that was his third time. And she went, I says, you never put it on, did you?
Did she know?
No, she says, I didn't think you'd win 3 times.
And here's you again advice.
Right.
Really good stories. Thank you very much for being on, Robbie.
Oh, and by the way, I thought 13 hours we floated.
13 hours.
We floated out, 3 mile out and 7 mile down. They got us about Kinnaird.
And it was just all by luck, yeah?
Aye.
If you hadn't had a life jacket lighted up.
Life jackets. We didn't have life jackets. We didn't have flare. We didn't have, well, it was not radio that time, was it? The coxswain of the lifeboat told us with a Dutchman's anchor. Give the Dutchman's anchor.
I've no idea.
It was underneath the kitchen table. There was an anchor, but it was underneath.
I can't about it.
We can't about it.
Oh, right,
we just
okay.
never took it with us.
Oh, you're right,
It
okay.
was only going out for a little spin.
So, lucky moments, but unlucky we didn't get on Red Rum for the third time.
Aye, but
Aye.
there must have been somebody shining down that day.
Aye.
Because the following morning we got a phone call for the coxswain on the lifeboat. The boat sank, so it was hauled on away.
So you was going to die in that boat if it
Aye.
wasn't picked up
Aye.
anyway. very lucky. Somebody was looking after
So
it.
somebody was looking after us, aye.
Right, thank you very much, Robbie, for coming on.
Thank you.
Number 60, and hope you continue. But retirement,
No, I'm going to keep chipping for a while, yeah.
you'll still see him delivering and forever. Okay, and buy that for diggers in future, maybe. Aye? Right, that's it. This week, next week, number 61. But Robbie, I maybe need a holiday. I keep saying it. I maybe need a holiday.
Well, come with me, yeah.
Where are you going again?
We're going to Florida.
I might be going to Florida. Right, thanks, Robbie, and we'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week. See you later. Bye.
Sticky Trifle Podcast.
Sticky Trifle Podcast will return next week.
And thank you again to Robbie Ramsey for a brilliant podcast. And next week, well, I'm just going to ging and relax and do for the rest of the years has been doing. Chilling and relaxing in holiday mode, eh? Maybe I need to see what my own life has got in store for it. And I suppose life is a highway. And unfortunately, all good things come to an end, so I want to see you next Sunday. Or you kinda maybe will, but this is the last podcast this year. Goodbye and take care, Abdi.
Sticky Trifle Podcast.